Don don day, don don day, don don day, don 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 day, don don day, don don day, don. Calling all sisters and brothers of love, calling all nations and angels above. Calling all sisters and brothers of love, calling all nations and angels above. Oh, 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 hey, hey, yeah, oh, oh, oh. Oh, 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 hey, hey, yeah, oh, oh, oh. Let us rise, 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 like a phoenix from the fire, and we will fly, 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 higher and higher and higher, and we will stand, 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 in solidarity for this sacred land, and we will lead, 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 with compassion for all humanity. Oh, 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 hey, hey, yeah, oh, oh, oh. Oh, 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 hey, hey, yeah, oh, oh, oh. And we will pray, 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 for love to show the blessed way. And we will hear, 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 the truth that leads us out of fear. And we will really choose to see those we perceive to be our enemy. And we will be set free with the light that shines in you and me. Oh, 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 hey, hey, yeah, oh, oh, oh. Oh, 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 hey, hey, yeah, oh, oh, oh. And we will choose to heal the pain we feel, and we will rise above, 'cause we are warriors of love. Oh, 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 hey, hey, yeah, oh, oh, oh. Oh, 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 hey, hey, yeah, oh, oh, oh. Oh, 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 hey, hey, yeah, oh, oh, oh. Oh, 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 hey, hey, yeah, oh, oh, oh.
Greetings. Good day. I'm Reverend Deborah Johnson, inviting you into our Sunday service. What a glorious, glorious day this is. In the United States, this is Mother's Day. So I want to say happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers who are out there and to everybody who has been in that position of mothering. And that includes some of the fellas out there as well. I just want you to know that it's probably one of the most important jobs on the planet. It may not be a hallmark moment in terms of your own experience, but if you're here and you're grown, somebody mothered you somewhere. And I want to encourage each and every one of us to take a moment to express some gratitude today. Just express some gratitude. There are people who have mothered us in all kinds of ways that may not be just the traditional, the one that feeds you and clothes you, because we're all a village and taking care of each other in different kinds of ways. So I salute all the mothers who are out there and everybody who has participated in that sacred activity of mothering. Wherever it is that you are, it is your sanctuary. And I say thank you for inviting us into your space. Thank you for spreading the word, for following us on social media, for liking us on YouTube. helping to multiply the consciousness. We really do appreciate that. And if it is your very first time with us, welcome. Welcome to Inner Light. We have a vision here. We provide tools for living that encourage the practical application of universal spiritual principles to all of life's circumstances. So here we're omni-faith. We're not just about particular religious traditions, but the concept of faith itself, why it works. For some people, their religion is love or kindness, and that's fine. You don't have to belong to an institutional religion. Some people who follow us are proclaimed atheists. That's fine too. All I know is that everybody believes in something. However you define that something to be, there is something in the universe that organizes everything. There is something in the universe like the glue that holds it all together. There's something that makes the flowers grow. There's something that makes sure that the cells in your body temple split. Whatever it is that you call that life itself, we come here to celebrate that. This month, our theme is faith. And contrary to popular opinion, faith is not blind, as we talked about last week, as we will continue to speak about. Faith is something that we all have. It's something that needs to be revealed. It is not something outside of ourselves to objectify and to chase after. It's something that's part of our spiritual DNA, faith. As always, we have affirmative activations. These are declarative statements that if you say them, if you meditate on them, you contemplate on them, they will shift your frequency. They will help you recalibrate up to higher and higher spiritual vibrations that are empowering. They let you see things that you couldn't see before, and they help to unleash potentiality within us. You can find these affirmations on our website. You can find them in our social media posts. Today's affirmation about moving mountains is on your screen now, and I invite you to say it along with me. I have the faith that moves mountains. Though small as a mustard seed, my faith grows deep roots that are unshakable. Neither fear nor doubt can lodge themselves within me. All obstacles lose their grip on me as I stop clinging to them. I say to the mountains in my life, move. My faith casts blockages into the sea of all possibility. My mind is no longer refuge for renegade thoughts. Problems are no longer looming over me. I use my imagination to dwarf them. I exercise my strength wisely, my power compassionately. Faith takes dominion over my mind. Just breathe that in for a moment. Moving mountains. Some of you may be familiar with some of the references that are in there. Those references are from quotes of Jesus when he's explaining to people about this faith that we need. And how if we have just the faith of a mustard seed, that we can say to the mountain, move, and it will be cast into the sea. this sea of all possibilities. Faith is not blind. As we were talking about last week, in Scripture, the Greek word that's used for faith, the New Testament was first written in Greek. That Greek word is pistis, which means knowledge of, assent to, and confidence in certain divine truths, especially those that lead to good works. There's nothing blind about faith. It's knowledge of, you are aware of, there's a knowingness, it's assent to, there's an alignment, there is an agreeing with, an according with, a resonating with, and a confidence in, and a trust. We're able to step out on it. In these certain divine truths, especially truths that lead to good works. I love the fact that it's a formula. And to the extent that any one of those things is weakened, so it is weakened for our capacity to express our faith. Those three things become like a little litmus test for us. And I'll ask myself, well, where is my weak link? A lot of us think we don't know enough. But I contend that's not the problem that most of us have. That it isn't how much we know or don't know, that the problem is more in our lack of assent to, the willingness to align with what we know, to bring all of our thoughts and emotions and actions and deeds and words in alignment with the prayers of our faith, or we're not trusting in it. We're not trusting in it. We're not stepping out on it. It reminds me of this joke that we would tell in ministerial school about this mountain climber who falls off the cliff. And on his way down, he's able to grab on to this one little piece of like a limb that's sticking out from the rock. And he's holding on and he's holding on. And he's praying and he's praying, you know, Lord, save me, Lord, save me, save me, save me, save me, save me. And the angel comes. He's talking to him. He's like, save me, save me, save me. He said, hey, I'm here to save you. He said, well, save me. And he said, okay, let go. What you talking about? and that's where most of us are. That most of us are. We're not trusting. We're not having the confidence in it. We're not stepping out in it. Even when the signs are there, even when the miracles are occurring. There's another joke that we would tell a lot in ministerial school about the person who's in a flood and the water's coming up and the boats are coming along, the people in the town, you know, come on, get on in, you know, there's a flood. Go on. Don't worry about me. I've been a good person. God's going to save me. Water gets up higher. Now it's at the second level. The bigger boats are coming on, like the lifeguard kind of boats. Come on. It's funny. You're going to drown. No, don't worry about me. I don't need your boat. God's going to save me. Now they're up on the top of the roof. And the helicopter is dropping a line. Now you're going to drown, you crazy fool. Go on. I don't need your helicopter. God's going to save me. Not long after, boom, dead, drowned. Not happy. Not happy. Gets up to heaven, storms God's office. I'm not supposed to be up here. You're supposed to save me. God's like, hey, slow your roll. Let me see what happened. God walks over to the file cabinet, looks in the record, pulls out the guy's file and says, I don't know what happened. See, it says right here there were supposed to be 2 boats and a helicopter. What does it take for us to step out, to have the faith, to have the confidence? This idea of say to the mountain, this is so important. It's this notion of rebuking it. It's this notion of facing it. It's not say about the mountain. It's to the mountain. Whatever the problem is, the cancer in your body temple, the abusive situation in the house, the financial condition. It's that capacity to claim your power, not just pray about it. Well, we're complaining and we're living in fear and we're wondering. But where you're able to stand and say, you have no power over me. Get out my way. Just get out my consciousness, get out my thinking, get out my body temple. You are evicted. There's no Velcro here. There's no sticky stuff for you to stay. There's no place of resonance within me to hold on to you or to cling. I let you go. He didn't say thank you. You served your purpose. I got it. Sayonara. Bye. This move literally means a change of circumstance or condition. The state of it. I want you to really listen to what I'm saying. It's our perception of it that makes it the mountain. Big, little, large, small, those are all relative. Like, relative to what? It is our thinking that makes it so. It is our thinking that makes it the mountain. Really listen to what I'm saying. When you get that aha of a sense of possibility, it's what I call like that breakthrough awareness of another way. That quote unquote problem is still there, which changes you, which changes your attitude, which changes how you're showing up. That's what gets moved here. Your sense of possibility, your sense of hope, your sense of relationship to it. This is what most people don't understand about forgiveness. Is that the forgiveness is for you. The forgiveness is for you to shift your relationship to whatever it is that's gone on, because as long as you won't forgive, you're making it bigger than you are. The narrative that somehow or another we've been permanently damaged, or it's never going to work out because of this thing or that thing, that limits you. The faith that moves mountains. Part of the reason why I chose that for Mother's Day is that out of all the things on the planet that I think require you to learn about and explore this concept of faith, parenting, particularly motherhood, will send you there. Particularly if you gave biological birth, that's a lot of faith. That's a whole lot of faith about what's going on inside of you. And that you can't get in there. You can't control it. You can't manipulate it. And faith that there's a person growing in there that's going to come out with 10 fingers and 10 toes and a head and a heart and all the rest. There's a lot of faith that's going on in there. What it takes to have responsibility for something that you cannot control, which every parent knows. For years, to have folks under your care that you care about, that you want to protect, that you want to provide for. And there's only so much you can do. Where you know that their life is bigger than you and bigger than anything that you can do. And you have to have a whole lot of trust. Trust in their ability to make good decisions, trust in the universe providing opportunities, just a lot of trust and faith. And that makes us grow. Just think about your life now. Those times that you had to grow and deepen in your faith, are you not a better person for it? Sometimes it's the biggest of tragedies, and it's the greatest challenges in our life that cause us to go into such deep places of faith. And oftentimes, we would never really want to recreate the circumstance of that. Like, that isn't something I'd really want to go through again. But I haven't met anybody yet who would be willing to trade the person that they have become on the other end for who they used to be. The strength, the courage, the awareness, the compassion, the humility, the vulnerability, the empowerment. I can go on and on. That things happen in life that give us opportunities to experience these things. And I'd like to give a shout out to my own mother, who is almost 96. She's in the family home in Los Angeles. They bought when I was 6 months old. They're still there. 3 generations are living in that house now. And my mother had more faith than anybody I have yet met to this day. A faith that just boggled the mind of possibility consciousness. And I am so grateful to have had the opportunity to be her daughter and to witness that. So much of who I am today, I credit to her. Now, my dad had a lot of faith too. I don't want to cut him short. But Mom, she got the gold medal. It's like if it were an Olympics, my mom and her sister, who was like a twin to her, the two of them were the dynamic duo of the faith. And what I really, really learned from her is that God makes a way out of seeming no way. But this faith part, that's important, is that faith without works is dead. So to really have faith doesn't mean you're just sitting around waiting for some divine intervention to come in. When you have faith, you know you have power. When you have faith, you aren't waiting. You're not just waiting around. You're not bulldozing and trying to make things happen, but you're walking around in the world, not with a sense of egotistical entitlement, but you're walking around in the world not like a victim, not feeling like the world has power or control over you, but with the sense that there is a divine order, a sense of power, and that if I align with it, if I align with the best and the goodness of life, nothing is impossible. But it takes me working with it, see? Not seeing yourself as less than or used up or washed up, or the guilt and the shame and the blame and all of this stuff that puts shackles on our feet so that we can't exercise our agency, our dunamis, the Greek word dunamis, our power, our sheer capacity. And I can't thank her enough for showing that to me. And I want to make it really clear that the faith is not so much about what you believe in, the specifics of what you believe in, but the depth of your belief. It's the depth and the intensity of how much you believe it that brings it into being. And I want to close this with just this one example that stays in my head. And I know I've shared it before, but it just speaks to her faith. About 15 years old, I remembered exactly where we were. We were in front of this post office that's close by the family home. And I don't remember what it was that was going on, but we were late for some event that we had to go to. And my mother notoriously, once again, had locked her keys in the car. This was when you had like actual keys in the ignition and you could see the keys dangling. So she looks in, and my mother didn't curse, but when she said, shoot, that was as close to cursing as she'd ever get. She's just, shoot, just upset. And she digs down in her purse and she picks up a random key. It's actually a house key. And she picks it up, she kisses it, she puts it up to the sky, closes her eyes, and praise the blood of Jesus. And then she takes that key and puts it into the car door. Boop! The lock opens, she gets inside, and I'm just, I am astounded. I won't get in the car. She's freaked me out. And she's like, wait, girl, get in this car. Get in. So I take the key from her hand because it's a house key. I know that key. It's the key to our house. and I took that key. And of course I couldn't get that key in that ignition because it's way too big. I couldn't get it in the lock. It's just way too big to fit in there. But I saw it. I saw it with my own eyes. Saw it. We are more powerful than we could ever imagine that we are. And we'll never know that until we claim that and believe that. So this faith that moves mountains, yes, there are powers and whatnot in the universe that will move them, but it's at your command. What do you have faith in? Everybody's got faith in something. Take a breath. Take a breath. I want to invite you to join us in our Zoom watch party that's been going on. Musical inspiration is Antonina. She is there and you can sing along with her. There will be opportunities to chat with one another and to discuss this in your own experiences of faith. You'll hear about wonderful opportunities and things that are going on and ways that you can participate. And we invite you to continue on with us a little bit longer here on this glorious Mother's Day. And before we sign out here, I also want to invite you to make a contribution. You can donate. You can use the donate buttons that are right where you are. There's some that are on our website. You can text to give. You can use paypal.me/InnerLightMinistries. There, you can send in. There's all kinds of ways, but don't let this opportunity pass you by to support what is supporting you and to help get this message out there about the power that we have, the truth of who we are, so that we can all elevate the whole consciousness of humanity up a few notches. Inner Light is doing so many wonderful things out in the world because of you and your support and your continuous contribution, and thank you to those who've been doing that. Have a good Mother's Day. Take this time to spread some love. Let somebody know how much you appreciate it. Thank you. See you next time. Take this consciousness and multiply it.